What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the channel, man. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I've been posting on TikTok for a little while now, and my videos have been doing great with the tutorials. So I thought it was time to bring you guys a full dribble tutorial. I'm going to show you guys my build, my Sigs, and then we'll get right into the tutorial. But yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in, and let's get into the video. So here's the build that I'll be using for the tutorial. This is my 6'7" point guard. It's a two-way MIDI creating cleaner. It's a great build for twos. The thing that I like the most about this is that I was able to save a lot of attribute points with this 61 to 89 driving dunk just with 5 cap breakers. It has an 83 3-point just for the bronze limitless range. You really only need an 80 to shoot consistently from 3 in this game, but brought it up to 83 for the limitless range. And then the most important part about this build is it has a 91 ball handle. I used 3 cap breakers to get from 88 to 91. To get the LaMelo ball behind the back, and then I have the 92 perimeter defense just to get the gold challenger. I used 2 cap breakers to get there, and then I also went from a 67 to an 85 block just with 4 cap breakers on this build, which is also really nice. So, and then it has great rebounding if you're playing on the twos, and I've added a few more cap breakers on speed and agility. And then I believe when I used a cap breaker to get my vertical to an 80, it brought my pogo stick up 1 level, so that's why I did that. It's a pretty good build. I recommend it to anybody that's trying to get into ISO, or honestly for any kind of play style. It's really good. So we'll just run through the Sigs real quick and then we'll get right into the tutorial. For my dribble style, I'm using Donovan Mitchell. I like it. It's really glitchy. Signature size up is Coby White. Breakdown combos, I go between Eric Gordon and CJ McCollum. Escape moves, I like Coby. You need an 88 ball handle for it, but I really like it. It looks really smooth with the combos that I do. Devin Booker combo moves, Lonzo crossover, the LaMelo ball behind the back that you need the 91 ball handle for. I'm using Penny Spin, Rondo Hezzy, and I go between Jimmy Butler and Devin Booker step back. For the tutorial, we'll be using Devin Booker. Go To Shot, I'm using Kyle Kuzma. I go between Kyle Kuzma and Jarris Walker. And spin jumper is also very important. Shout out to Nick, he's one of the top dribblers in this game, and I believe he created the Keegan Murray spin jumper cancel, which we're also going to go over in this video. And then my hop jumper, DeRozan. Yeah, copy all these down and let's get right into the tutorial. Alright guys, to start it off, I'm going to go over a few of the basic moves that really bring all of my Sigs together. You don't need any Sigs on for these moves, you just need an 85 ball handle to get the better hop back animation. So to start is the hop back. All you want to do is hold your left stick down and flick your right stick to the ball hand, and you'll get that hop back animation every single time. You can also do that with the left hand, just flick your right stick to the left. Now we're going to go over the walk back. The walk back is the same exact thing as the hop back. You're just flicking your right stick to the off ball hand instead of the ball hand, so it'll look like this. And you can do that with your other hand as well. Now we'll go over one of the most popular moves in this game. Whenever I go live, probably 10 to 15 different people ask me how to do it. It's the momentum dribble. So all you're doing for this is you're flicking up on the right stick and then holding turbo right after and holding your left stick to the off ball hand. So it'll look something like this. And then you can do it back to the other side. You just flick your right stick up, hold turbo, and hold your left stick to the off ball hand. And you'll get that. And then once you guys get used to that, you can start picking up the speed and just do the spam. Just like that. Now I'm going to show you guys how you can do the nutmeg animation. To start practicing, I would say start around here in your my court and just run forward. Do the behind the back. Just the regular behind the back by flicking your right stick diagonal down to the off ball hand. And as soon as you do that behind the back right there, you want to flick your right stick to the side that you're doing the behind the back to. So quick, it'll look like this. And it'll give you the nutmeg. And you can see on the controller cam what I'm doing with my right stick. I'll do it one more time. just like that. Now we'll go over my two favorite misdirection animations. I really like the behind the back misdirection and just the regular hezzy misdirection, I guess you could call it. So for this first misdirection, you're just flicking to your ball hand without turbo and flicking away from your ball hand with turbo. So it'll look like this. You can get a quicker animation. You can also do it with your right hand, and you'll get that. Now we'll go over the misdirection behind the back. This is probably my favorite misdirection in the game, just because you can do the L2 behind the back with it, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But to do this, it's similar to the first misdirection I showed you guys as far as when you hold turbo. So in this instance, I have the ball in my right hand, so I'm going to flick my right stick down without turbo to the left. As soon as I do that, I'm going to hold turbo and flick it to the right as quick as I can. So it'll look like this. Then you can do it to the other side. Flick your right stick down without turbo, and then flick it to the other side with turbo. And you can spam that. It's a pretty good move, and I'll show you guys how to do the L2 behind the back out of it as well. So before I get into my Sigs, I do want to let you guys know that this build is a lefty. So if you're on a right-handed build, you're going to do a lot of these moves to the opposite side, so just keep that in mind. But to start, we'll go with my hop jumper, which is DeRozan. So for this hop jumper, I really like to just start with the ball in my right hand. I'll hold turbo, and I'll hold my right stick to the right, and it'll give me this animation right there. I can also start with the ball in my left hand, do the same exact thing, hold turbo, hold my right stick to the right, and it'll give me kind of a cross hop right there, which I really like to do a spin out of, or a momentum. You can really chain the hop jumper with anything. So with this hop jumper on, I can also go to the left, but the only time I can do that is if I start with the ball in my right hand, and that'll look like this. And you can cancel out of that very quick. If you start with the ball in your left hand with this hop jumper, you can't really go left just because it'll make you shoot the ball every single time. It's really hard to cancel out of. I don't even know if you can do it, but it always makes you shoot it. So I just stay to the right side. Only time I go to the left is if I start with the ball in my right hand. Since we're going over the hop jumper right now, I'm going to show you guys what you can do with Devin Booker hop jumper and Eric Gordon breakdown. So if you're following along, just make sure you put those Sigs on. In my opinion, the best move that you can do with these two Sigs on is this right here. It's almost like a really nice glide, and you can really get by anybody with it. And you can go into the Lonzo Cross just like that. You can also do the hop back out of it, just like that. And all you're doing for this animation is flicking up on your right stick while holding turbo to get the Eric Gordon breakdown. And then you want to hold your right stick to your dominant hand, and you'll get this animation right here. You can also get this glide animation, just like that. And to do that, all you're doing is holding turbo, flicking up on your right stick to get the Eric Gordon, and then this time you want to hold the right stick away from the ball hand. So it'll look like this. And then all you do is hold your left stick down at about 7 o'clock if the ball's in your right hand. If it ends up in your left hand, you want to hold the left stick down to about 5 o'clock. So I'm not going to lie, after this tutorial, I might switch back to the Devin Booker and Eric Gordon breakdown combo just because right now it just feels like I can move a lot quicker. And you can do a lot more with this hop jumper. It's definitely one of the best hop jumpers in the game if you know how to use it. The last thing I like to do with this hop jumper is this step back animation. And to do that, all you're doing is holding turbo, flicking up on your right stick, and immediately holding the right stick down. Now we'll go over the Kuzma Go To Shot that I'm using. I like to start with the ball in my right hand, and I just hold my right stick up, and it'll give you that drop cross animation almost. And I like to do a walk back out of it, or you could just do a crossover right to the rack, whatever you want to do out of it. So you can do that right there, and I'll show you guys what the walk back looks like. It's like a push cross, and then just walk back right out of it. So that's pretty much how I use the Go To Shot. So now we'll go over a few of the Sigs that I showed you guys in the beginning. So starting with the Coby escape, all you're doing for this is holding turbo, and you're gonna flick your right stick diagonal up to the off ball hand. So in this case, I'll flick it diagonal up right, and I'll get the escape move right there. And to go back to the other way, same exact thing, just flicking diagonal up left. And you can spam it a little bit. It'll take an adrenaline bar, which is kind of what you want to avoid to be able to shoot the ball and keep moving as fast as you are. So you can really chain this with a lot of different things. You can do a momentum cross with it. You can do the misdirection behind the back. So it's very versatile. You can really do anything with this Coby escape. That's why I like to use it. Now going into the LaMelo behind the back, all you're going to do for this is hold turbo, flick your right stick diagonal down while you're starting to move. So holding your left stick diagonal up right in this case. So it'll look like this. That's the moving behind the back, which is the one that I mainly use. The standstill isn't as good. If you just hold turbo and flick your right stick diagonal down to the off ball hand, just looks like that. I rarely use this. If I use it, it's probably on accident, so I just keep doing the moving behind the back. And you can really just practice it like this. And once you get that, you can do the hop back out of it. So I'll show you guys that. You can do the walk back. That. So yeah, in my opinion, I think this is the best behind the back in the game. I think it is worth it to get your 91 ball handle because you can also get the Coby escape to pair that. You only need an 88 ball handle for the Coby escape, but I think it's worth it to go up to the 91 for the LaMelo behind the back. Now we'll go over the CJ McCollum breakdown that I'm using. To do this, it's just like every other breakdown in the game. You want to hold turbo, flick up on your right stick, and that's his breakdown right there. I usually cancel it out of the first tween. So as soon as he does that first tween, I'll do a hop jumper, just like this. And to do that, all you want to do is flick up on your right stick, and as soon as he does that first tween, hold your right stick to the right, and it'll give you that animation. You can also wait until the ball gets back to the left hand and do the same exact thing, and it'll give you that cross hop jumper that I was talking about in the beginning. So it'll look like this. And you can do a spin out of that, you can do the momentum, really anything. So now I'll show you guys how to use the Coby White signature size up. All I do is flick up twice on the right stick, and it gives you that quick cross animation. You can flick up 3 times and it'll give you a cross tween, just like that. And I just use it. It's nice to reset my combos, so that's what I use Coby White for. Now we'll go over the Devin Booker step back. I'm sure a lot of you guys know how to use this now. It's just holding turbo and flicking directly down on your right stick, and you'll get that. You can do it again to the other hand. And this is his moving step back. Just flick down as you're moving on the right stick, so you want to move to one side, flick down on the right stick. He also has a pretty good aggressive step back, so to do this, all you're doing is holding turbo, and instead of going straight down, you're going to go across to your off ball hand first and then straight down, so it looks like this. Now I'll go over the Devin Booker combo moves. So to do the combo moves, all you want to do is just run up the court and you want to flick your right stick to the ball hand and then to the off ball hand really quick. So that's one of the combo moves. The one that I use the most is I flick up twice on the right stick. Same way, you just want to start moving, and then it gives you that tween cross right there. I use that out of a spin or a nutmeg, something like that. Now we'll just go over the Lonzo Cross real quick. I'm sure everybody knows how to do this by now, but if not, here you go. All you're doing is flicking your right stick diagonal up to the off ball hand as you're running forward. So do it one more time. You can do it with or without turbo, doesn't matter, and it'll give you that crossover. Now I'm going to show you guys a few ways you can put some of those moves together, and then we'll get right into the Keegan Murray spin jumper cancel. I'm still working on that myself, but I'm going to show you guys the best way to do it so you can get in the lab and start working on that as well. To start off, one of my favorite combos is just doing a step back into the breakdown combo into a hop jumper. So that'll look like this. And then out of that hop jumper, you can do a LaMelo behind the back, or you can do a spin. So I'll show you guys the spin real quick. And that spin is just rotating your right stick down from 12 to 6 and holding your left stick to the right while you do it. It's all about timing when you do it out of a hop jumper. You kind of want to time it to where as soon as the hop jumper animation starts, you start to spin. If you do it too late, you'll accidentally shoot the ball just like this. And you don't want to do that. Pretty frustrating. I've done it plenty of times before, so you always want to make sure that you're starting that spin very early out of that hop jumper. Another combo that I like to do, I usually do this in the beginning as soon as I get the ball, is I'll do the misdirection behind the back into the L2 behind the back, so it looks like this. And to do that, you're just doing the misdirection behind the back, like that, and as soon as the ball gets into your other hand, you're going to hold L2 or LT, and you're going to hold your left stick diagonal down to the off-ball hand. And you should get an animation like that right there. Now I'm going to show you guys how you can pair the Devin Booker aggressive step back together with the L2 behind the back, which looks like this. And to do that, all you're doing is the aggressive step back, which is holding turbo. Flick your right stick towards the off ball hand and then straight down very quickly. And then as soon as you get that animation, you're going to hold L2 or LT and then hold your left stick diagonal down to the off ball hand, and you should get this animation. So that's how you put those two moves together. It's really all about timing. If you're having trouble getting the glide back, just make sure your left stick is going diagonal down to the off-ball hand while you're holding L2. And then you can also use the nutmeg for these kinds of combos right here, where you do the spin into the nutmeg. That's also really nice. You just do a regular momentum into that spin and then do that behind the back, but right after the behind the back, you want to flick the right stick to the side. I'll do it one more time just so you guys can look at the controller cam with it. So that's how it looks, and then you can even do your combo moves out of that, like that, to the rack, hop back into a 3, whatever you got to do. Alright guys, so the most advanced move in this tutorial is going to be the Keegan Murray spin jumper cancel. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like first, and then we'll get into the breakdown of it. So I like to start with a hop jumper into a spin, just like that. And then right after that spin, you're going to want to flick your right stick diagonal up right to get that Lonzo Cross, just like this. And you'll get that Lonzo Cross and you'll end up right about on the left wing with the ball in your right hand. So as soon as you end up here, you're going to want to start at about 3 o'clock with your right stick and rotate up to 12 and hold it at 12 o'clock. Now obviously you're going to want to cancel out of that, so you don't want to hold it for too long. You want to hold it for a second, so it gives you that right there, and then you can cancel out of it. So once you get that 3 to 12 spin jumper cancel down, you'll end up right about at the free throw line, and all you want to do out of this is hold your left stick down at about 5 o'clock, and it'll make you run backwards, and you just do the Lonzo Cross out of that by flicking your right stick diagonal up left. And then once it brings me back to the 3-point line, I like to just do the combo moves and go right to the rack. So this is what that'll look like. So in my opinion, that's the best way to do the Keegan Murray spin jumper cancel. If you guys pair it with any other moves, just let me know in the comments and I'll try it out. Alright man, that'll be it for the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for tuning in and staying with me all the way to the end. If you liked the video, drop a like, drop a sub. I'm definitely going to start posting more on YouTube now that I know how to do this. But yeah, if you guys have any video recommendations or any suggestions for me for my next videos, just let me know in the comments. And yeah man, I really appreciate you guys, so peace.